Hello, Oliver here with another Prism game, playing against my friend on Bravo. Currently I'm just sideboarding out all the heralds that I don't need, keeping in blinding lights, glistens, because those are the stuff that wins games, especially with all the dominated attacks. Opening hand, not too great. I don't want to see Phantasmaclasm, I don't want to see glistens, I don't want to see blinding beams just yet. Neither celestial cataclysm, but gotta do what you gotta do with what you have. So honestly, play here is just to play Phantasmaclasm and get it Phantasm. Funny part is, you'll see just in a minute what is in Ruby's hand. I opted to keep the Glisten here because I was planning on using the hat, maybe making a shield, but yeah. You'll see that there's nothing in Ruby's hand that can actually block a Phantasm. So I have to choose one that I don't want. Choose the Stamp Authority here because I don't want him playing that next turn because I do have some on-hit effects. But yeah, let's see what he draws. He's not too familiar with the cards yet, so just be patient with him. And he draws into a blocking blow, which activates Phantasm, destroys my thing. Arsenal and pass. Yeah, here I'm experiencing a lot of lag, so I'm asking him to flip over my cards every once in a while. You see the ping at the top right. Just regular California internet things. For this hand, don't want to see a Phantasmaclasm again. Also don't want to see no attacks and no auras. Auras is what wins you this game because that you just stack glistens on them and then you just swing. Hopefully they get distracted by the auras so that you have time to set up with some other attacks. But here, just Blessing Deliverances, just set up turn for him. The bad part is I don't have any other follow-up attacks other than Phantasmaclasm, which costs a lot, but not with this hand. Won't be playing it with this hand, that is. No, not playing that choke slam. Gonna play something else. There it is. Disable. I can easily prevent the crush effect from happening, but I am okay with having glisten and going back on the bottom. Mostly because I don't have a spectral shield to put it onto yet, or an aura. So just cycle with Sink Below, try and get that Springboard Somersault into Arsenal. I only took 4 here, but I'll fix it in the future. No worries, I'm not a cheater. Forgot Tunic. I'm going to be doing that a lot. Prism's pretty new, so I remember to tick Tunic up every time because I'm always thinking about what I want to play next. Yep, so here I just remember Somersault into Arsenal, pass turn. Draw Herald Protection, which is nice, but probably going to get Phantasmed. I'm likely just going to block whatever he throws at me this time. Kind of sad because it does let him set up a little bit. Seeing another Blessing of Deliverance this turn makes me pretty happy. Mostly because I know that there's not going to be some crazy big attack coming at me this turn. Nine is I can easily deal with 9 Dominate, mostly because I have this Remover Somersault in Arsenal. Trying to decide whether or not to cycle out cards with Sink Below. Currently, I don't think I did. Mostly because I have a Blinding Beam to reduce the attack of whatever he blocks Herald Protection with. So I should be able to get this attack through and then follow up with the Spectral Shield. So there, I hate this mod. I accidentally pitched the thing to the bottom. Yeah. So Herald Protection for 7. He's probably going to try and Phantasm it, but I have Blinding Beam in hand with the Tunic. So should be okay unless he has a defense reaction. Coming at me with a 8. So I should be able to block this pretty easily or reduce the power to 5. Turns off trigger. Create that Spectral Shield, come in for 1. Here I'm trying to explain to Ruby that Luminaris gives my illusionist attacks go again. All attacks, not just auras. And just realizing that now. There it is. Oh. Does he though? Anyways, I draw up. This hand's okay. Otarath is gonna do that chip damage. This is what I want to put down. So whatever he plays here, I had to pretty much take everything. Because no need to play at instant speed. No need to show my hand. But I will have to take everything so I can put down my Otarath. Oh yeah, it's real strong. So I see Pummel in his reveal. So I know Pummel is in my immediate future. So I'm going to play around that next. Yep. Cranial Crush for 8. Can't draw cards. Not a problem. Just 8 damage is a lot. I opt to not block this because I can get in. If I get down my auras and he gets distracted, or if he leaves him up, I should be able to chip him down. Here, I take the 8. -1 from the Spectral Shield. Here I go for getting Tunic again. There it is. Yep. Pitch. Save the pummel. The pummel I want to play on an off turn, so that's why I decided to save it over the second Otarath. I don't think I've revealed any pummels yet, so maybe he doesn't know that I'm playing pummel. Keeping the arsenal is kind of bad, but it'll stay there for when I need it. It's especially good with Dreamweavers because I can almost guarantee my attack getting in, such as like Herald Erudition. But yeah, so here he attacks with Anothos. Needs to declare the target. This is what I'm waiting for. Obviously, this is a pummel, so I just take it all. I have another aura in hand called Merciful Retribution. This is another good aura. It's going to deal arcane damage over time, or arcane damage every single time one of my auras pops, though. It's going to do a lot of damage over the course of the game, in my opinion. We'll see. Here, take 10. Gotta take this damage so I can play my auras. I'd also totally rather him pummel Anothos than him pummel one of his crutch effects. So gladly take it. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry. Rejoin the game because I'm lagging a little bit. This turn I can totally do Herald Triumph pummel with Dreamweavers, but I opt to go for the Merciful Retribution play instead because I feel that is more damage over time, or more damage for this matchup at least. But also because I forgot I was running Dreamweavers. Yep. King in for 1. If it hits, lose 1 more HP. So each one of these is effectively a pistol shot. Not too bad. Then I'll save the pummel for another day. Just lagging again. Gonna cut it. There it is. They blocked the last special shield and nourishing or rouse the ancients. One of the new cards from Monarch. Now he's coming at me with the Spinal Crush. He's holding 2 up, so there's clearly another pummel play. I can block my whole hand and I would take 1 damage. But here I only opt to block with 3 cards for 9. Because if he doesn't have the pummel, then I can always just go wide. If he does have the pummel, then I only discard a Phantasmify. If I overblock, if I use everything to block, then he might just hold the pummel for another turn. So I'm willing to take 3 damage and lose 1 card, than having to play around another pummel later. It's gonna speed up the clip, I think. There is blocking for 9, 10 with a Spectral Shield. There's the pummel. Take 3 damage, only lose a Phantasmify. Here he takes 1 arcane damage, and then he loses 1 additional life. And this is where Merciful Retribution is going to start getting its reps in. Even though it seems pretty dire for me right now, I feel in a pretty good position, mostly because I have 2 auras out in play. And if I can just keep defending and creating spectral shields, then hopefully I got this game. Also drawn to my glistens, but we'll see. Just rejoin the game. More lag. Just redoing the turn. Takes the arcane damage. Swinging for 1. 2 more damage. Draw up. This is what I want to see. Glistens. Soul Shield. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Soul Shield allows me to put stuff into my soul. And I do have Tunic up, so probably going to use Command and Conquer and Tunic to play Soul Shield. Save the Glistens so I can Glisten as an attack reaction. So whenever he comes at me here, should be able to block most of it. Come at me for 9. We block being 6. Oh. There it is. Block for 6, take 3. No crush effect. Goes into my soul. The fact that it goes into my soul does let me have something to pay for in the future. So here I glisten at sorcery speed because I forget that you can play it as an instant. Or maybe I'm just a nice guy. So here I glisten onto the Odor Wrath. I'd rather have the Odor Wrath be targeted because it will go into my soul. Because of Merciful Retribution. Yep, just explaining. Just realizing it's an instant. Yeah, if I put it on Merciful Retribution, then Wrath wouldn't be able to go into my soul if you target it. If you target Merciful Retribution first. So that was just my line of thinking. Seeing the Fate Foreseen made me think that it didn't really matter that I played at sorcery speed, so 2 more damage on the second one. Thanks to go again. Go up. This hand is okay. I have to keep the Celestial Cataclysm to have go again. So whatever he attacks with, I am more than likely going to block with the Herald Ravages. I want to keep the Herald protection, mostly because I can make more shields with it. Let's see what he does here. Okay. Disable at my Ode to Wrath, if I remember correctly. Note that he emptied his arsenal to attack the Ode to Wrath. Knowing how he plays, he is likely going to be putting a red attack into his arsenal, so I should be expecting something big next turn. So the fact that he killed my Ode to Wrath here is pretty good, because that allows me to mess with his play in the upcoming turn with the pummel that's still in my arsenal. Turns out I'm pretty big brained. Alright, Tunic, Dreamweavers. Herald Protection. Use the Herald of Ravages to pitch for the pummel that will inevitably come. Just checking deck size because I'm curious. Not that it really matters. Prism doesn't really go to fatigue. You either die or you kill them. So here it declares no blocks. Go to reactions, pummel for 10. Sort of even out the life totals. Make another spectral shield. Then go again with my 2 auras. Seeing him discard that remembrance makes me kind of sad. I was hoping for a little bit more value. But it is fine. Life totals are a little bit more even now. This is where I start to come back a little. Overreaching on those auras going on his side of the playmat. Whoops. I don't really care about what the pitch is. Likely not going to see it at this point in the game. I do see the Phantasmaclasm, or my third Phantasmaclasm, which is to note. Just that I'm going to the bottom of my deck. Crippling Crush for 11. Just defend with everything, honestly. No point not to. Spectral Shield will pop, dealing 1 more damage. The fact that he didn't dominate it with the extra card will indicate to me, or indicates to me, that he has another big attack coming in. If he did dominate it, I would have likely had to take all the damage and play Genesis or something. Here, another making a Spectral Shield token. This is why I have all that soul saved up, just so I can pitch into something. I still have the Halo up, but just testing Halo versus Arcanite Skullcap. I do have both, but I'm liking the Halo. It's pretty cheap. Good budget option. It's evened up a little. Let's see what my next hand is. 3 auras and a soul shield. Oh, emerging dominance. This is actually exactly what I want. Mostly because I'm gonna have that soul shield in arsenal. I play my 3 auras. If he attacked me this turn, I don't think I would have been able to do anything significant. But yeah, this lets me set up as well. So this might actually be a turning point of the game. Or is it? See. Here I opt to play the Merciful Retribution over the Genesis because mostly because the Merciful Retribution is going to do far more damage, and the Genesis won't have immediate value. Poking in for 1. As a ninja player, this feels pretty good. Karachi for 1. Spectral Shield for 1. All the same. Seeing the other Spectral Shield or Soul Shield drawn makes me feel even better about this turn. Because whatever he's going to play, it's not going to come in for a lot. Crippling Crush for 16. So since I can't defend against the Crush effect from only the Soul Shields, I need to figure out a way to use my whole hand. And this is where Prism's instant speech shenanigans comes into play. Here I'm just trying to look to mitigate as much damage as possible because any of the auras that he destroys, he'll be taking damage. So it takes 4 to pay for the soul shields. It takes 1 to pay for the boots, and then it takes 2 more to pay into Prism. Now just mathing it all out, and it should be enough. There's the tunic. I don't know why I played pitch that Command and Conquer before I needed it, but yep. So I have 1 floating. I pitched 3 more. That should be 4 for the 2 soul shields. And after he pops 2 spectral shields, that is 4 arcane damage coming right at him. Alright. Cleaning up, 2 spectral shields popped, 4 arcane damage. Destroy the rest of my equipment. And I finally take the life lead this game. Attack for 1, because that's all I have. Here, I don't draw into a very defensive hand. This makes me a little bit scared. So when he attacks me this turn, I feel like I want to pop the Halo and maybe try and draw in something more defensive. But we'll see. But so he's gonna come in with the dominate attack. Yeah. Righteous Cleansing for 10, dominated. I don't have a very defensive hand, so yeah. So here I'm thinking about using the Halo to draw a card. My other option is just to create a Spectral Shield and block, and that will deal 2 more damage to him, which is probably the better play. But I am thinking to myself that if I can just attack and then get a Glistening, then that could be a game if he decides to not block 1 damage. So here I pitch this Ringer Storm Assault, activate the hat, put the Otrath into the soul, try and draw into something that can defend a little. So I can keep the Phantasmify and Glisten for next turn. Honestly, I think looking back on it, playing the Spectral Shield instead is probably the better play because I can probably chip him down rather than trying to get him on the attack reaction because he still has a lot of armor he can throw around. Just reminding him that he needs to look at the top 5 cards so he can go banish something. Probably speed this up. So I banish a Herald of Protection. That's alright. Not too worried. Doesn't clue me into anything about what's coming up. So here, he blocks with Tectonic Plating. I try to attack reaction Glisten. He only takes 3 damage here. So. Not enough to kill him, which is where I panic, thinking that he has me next turn. So I don't draw into another very defensive hand, but I do have a Blinding Beam, which is pretty good for a dominated attack. So depending on what he comes at me with, should be able to defend it. We're not exactly sure how this works. Whether or not I take all the damage before all my stuff can trigger, but he was thinking that all I have to do is just create a prism, just activate prism, right? So I was just thinking how he can live through it, which all he has to do is just not pay for dominate and the tectonic plating, and then he can block one of the arcane damage. Even if I was to try and take all of it, I still should be able to block enough of it with the Phantasmify and Blinding Beam. We're just talking it over. No big deal. Yep, creates a special shield token. That blocks for 1. Bring it down to 7 total damage. So here I'm just explaining that he can pay into Arcanite Skullcap because he has less life than me. So he can survive. But I still need to figure out how to survive, which is pretty easy. No big deal. Yeah, now that he is swapping attacks, not that it really matters, because all my stuff still blocks for 2. I want to just be a little bit more efficient with my pitching. So here it blocks for 6 total with the Spectral Shield. I'm an idiot and I can't math. So I bring myself down to 1 for no reason. I'm also an idiot and put the Spectral Shield in my graveyard. And I was just talking about how big brain I was for keeping that pummel in the arsenal. So he should also be at 1. But I didn't catch that. So he should still have Arcane Barrier up. Alright. If he can kill me, then I'm dead. Otherwise, I just make a Spectral Shield and then should be game. There it is, Spectral Shield, block for 6. And that is game. Obviously, keep the yellow pitch. Just so I can have go again next turn. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Don't really have else much to say. Prism's pretty fun. I thought Guardian was going to be a hard matchup, but turns out Glistens are pretty good. Same with Auras. Don't really need Phantasm. Or don't really need to attack with Phantasm. And we're just going to discuss a little. Well, see you guys next time, I guess. Bye.